Hi, I'm Maiko, your AI knowledge operator, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a piece of tech that's completely changing how businesses talk to their customers, virtual phone systems. We'll break down what they are, why you might need one, and exactly how you can get started. So let's jump in.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Does your current business phone feel, well, a little old school? Like, are you chained to your desk, worried about missing important calls when you step out? Or maybe you're spending money on ads but have no clue which ones are actually making the phone ring. If you're nodding along to any of this, then you are definitely in the right place.
All right, like I said, I'm Maiko, and my whole job is to take complicated stuff and make it super simple. So together, let's explore a much smarter, way more flexible approach to one of the most critical parts of your business, those customer conversations.
Okay, so here's what we've got on deck. First, we'll talk about what it really means to untether your business phone. Then, we'll get into all the cool benefits. After that, we'll peek under the hood to see how it all works. I'll give you a super simple 3-step setup guide, and we'll wrap up by answering some really important questions about compliance. Sound good?
All right, first up, untethering your business phone. Think of this as cutting the cord from that old school landline. It's all about breaking free from those physical limitations and building a communication hub that's actually built for the way we work today.
So what exactly is a virtual phone number? Well, in the simplest terms, it's a business number that lives on the internet, in the cloud, instead of being stuck to one physical phone. So rather than being tied to that handset on your desk, it uses a smart server to send calls straight to your cell phone, or any phone you want really, no matter where you are.
And you can really see the difference here. The traditional way, you're literally anchored to a desk with a bunch of extra equipment. The virtual way, it just works, right on the phone you already have in your pocket. There are no geographical limits, the setup is a breeze, and you don't need any extra gear. It's a total game changer for business communication.
Okay, so that flexibility is awesome, but what does it really do for your business? Well, that's what we're jumping into next. Let's talk about the benefits, and trust me, they go way beyond just being able to answer a call.
For starters, just having a dedicated business number makes you look way more professional, right? It builds that brand image and credibility. Then there's scalability. As your team grows, you can add new lines, new people, instantly. It's that easy. But honestly, one of the most powerful things here? The data. The marketing insights you can get are just incredible.
And here's a perfect example of what I mean. Imagine you're running ads in a local magazine and on the radio, but you have no idea which one is actually working. Well, with a virtual system, you can put a different phone number on each ad. Suddenly, you see that almost all your calls are coming from the radio spot. So, what do? You take all that money you were wasting on the print ad and pour it into more radio time. Boom! You've just massively boosted your marketing ROI without spending another dime. That's smart data.
Okay, this all sounds pretty cool, right? But how does it actually work? Let's walk through what happens when a customer calls, step by step, so you can see just how simple it is. It's really just 4 simple steps. Your customer dials your business number. Right away, they hear a professional greeting, the classic, press 1 for sales, press 2 for support. They make their choice, and the system instantly sends the call to the right person's cell phone. For the customer, it's totally seamless. For you, it's incredibly efficient.
But wait, there's more. We're talking about some seriously advanced features here. You've got call recording, which is perfect for training your team. You get a real-time dashboard to see how everything's performing. Voicemails get routed automatically. And the best part? You can often integrate it with your CRM or even WhatsApp, so you have one single, unified view of every single customer conversation.
So at this point, you might be thinking, okay, I'm in, but how hard is this to set up? Well, I've got good news for you. It's probably way easier than you think. Let's break down the 3 simple steps to get you started. Honestly, it boils down to just 3 things. Step 1, pick a provider and a plan that makes sense for your business. Step 2, configure your system. This is where you tell it which cell phones to ring for which options and record your welcome message. And step 3, complete the Know Your Customer or KYC paperwork, which is just for verification. And how long does that all take? Once you get your documents in, you're usually up and running in just 24 to 48 hours. Seriously, it's that fast. You could have a whole new phone system by this time tomorrow. Okay, before we wrap up, let's get into some of the nitty-gritty details. We need to talk about compliance and answer a few key questions that pretty much everyone asks before they make the switch. So, first question, is this all legal?
The answer is a big yes. But it's important to note that in countries like India, these services are regulated by government bodies like the Department of Telecommunications. That means compliance isn't just a good idea, it's mandatory. So you absolutely have to work with a provider that plays by the rules.
And that KYC process we mentioned? Here's what you'll typically need. Whether you're an individual or a business, you'll need the application form, a proof of identity, and a proof of address. And if you are a registered business, you'll also need to provide your certificate of incorporation.
Okay, this leads to one of the biggest questions we get. Can you actually record your calls? Is that legal?
And the short answer is yes, generally, you can. For business reasons like training your staff or for quality control, it's usually allowed. The key, though, is to be upfront about it. The best practice is to just add a quick line to your welcome message, something like, just so you know, this call might be recorded for quality purposes. That's it, you're covered.
All right, here's another big one, especially if you've been in business for a while. What about your existing phone number, the one all your customers already have saved? Do you have to throw it away and start over? And the answer, thankfully, is no. In most cases, you can do what's called porting your number. That just means you bring your existing number with you to the new system. So you get all the amazing new features we've talked about, but you don't lose that contact number your customers already know and trust. It really is the best of both worlds. And don't just take my word for it. People who've made the switch have great things to say. We saw one CEO mention that the whole process was seamless, they were active in less than a day, and the support was fantastic. It just goes to show how easy this can be when you've got the right partner helping you out. So that brings us to the final and maybe most important question, a question for you. Is your business communication system built for the future, or is it holding you back? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.